Hey, welcome to Best English Podcast. I'm Olivia.
And I'm James, and honestly, I cannot believe we are finally doing this.
I know this is episode 1, the very first one. And James, I have to say, I woke up this morning feeling genuinely excited, like actually excited.
Same. And you know what is funny? I kept thinking last night, what if people do not like it? What if no one shows up?
And then I remembered, wait, we're making this for people who want to learn English. And people who want to learn English, they always show up. They're the most motivated people in the world.
That is so true. So if you are here right now listening to this, first of all, thank you. Genuinely, thank you for giving us your time. We do not take that lightly.
Not even a little bit. And here's what we promise you. Every single episode of Best English Podcast is going to be practical, fun, and easy to understand. No boring grammar lectures, no complicated textbook language, just real English, real conversations, real learning.
Exactly. And speaking of real learning, today's episode is about something that I think every English learner needs to hear. Needs to hear early. Because these are mistakes that people make every single day without even realizing it.
So here's the question. Have you ever been talking in English and felt like something sounded a little bit wrong, but you didn't know exactly what it was? Like you said the sentence, it came out, and there was just this tiny little voice in your head going, was that right?
Oh, I know that feeling so well.
Right? That feeling is your brain telling you something. And today we're going to name 5 of those things. 5 specific grammar mistakes that almost every English learner makes, beginners and even intermediate speakers. And once you hear them, once you understand why they happen and how to fix them, that little voice in your head starts to relax.
Because you actually know, and knowing feels so good.
It really does. Okay, before we jump into the mistakes, I want to do our warm-up. James, do you want to take this one?
Absolutely. Okay, everyone, warm-up quiz time. I'm going to say 4 sentences, just 4, and you have one job. Decide if each sentence is correct or incorrect. You don't need to explain anything yet. Just feel it. Correct or incorrect. Ready?
Ready.
Sentence 1. She go to the gym every morning. Sentence 2. I am having a big dream for my future. Sentence 3. He does not like spicy food. And sentence 4. I saw an interesting movie last night.
Okay, how did you do? So, sentence 3 is correct. He does not like spicy food. Perfect. Everything else has a mistake, and we're going to look at all of them today, one by one, in detail, with practice. So by the time we finish, you won't just know the rules, you'll feel them.
That's the goal, feeling it. Because real fluency isn't about knowing a rule in your head. It's about your mouth doing the right thing automatically.
Exactly. All right, let's get into it. Short music sting. 2 seconds. Energetic. Mistake number 1. Missing S for he, she, and it.
Okay, mistake number 1. Olivia, you want to set this up?
Yes, so this mistake, it's everywhere. I hear it every day, and I say that with so much love because it's genuinely one of the most natural mistakes to make. The mistake sounds like this. She go to school. He play football. It rain every day in London.
And to a native speaker, something about that just feels a little bit off. It's not confusing. You totally understand what the person means, but it sounds like a small piece of the puzzle is missing.
And that missing piece is tiny. It's literally 1 letter or 2 letters, but it makes a big difference in how smooth and natural your English sounds.
So what's the rule? The rule is, in the present simple tense, when the subject is he, she, or it, you add s or es to the verb. That's it. That's the whole rule.
So instead of she go, she goes. Instead of he play, he plays. Instead of it rain, it rains.
And here's what I want everyone to do right now. I want you to say this with us out loud, like actually say it, not just in your head, because your mouth needs to practice too. Ready?
Ready.
I go. You go. He goes. She goes. It goes. We go. They go.
Do you hear that? Every form is the same except three. He goes, she goes, it goes. Those three are the special ones. Everything else stays exactly the same.
And here's something I find really interesting about this mistake. Most learners know this rule. If you ask them, does he need an S? They'll say, yes, absolutely. But then they start speaking and gone. The S disappears.
And that happens because speaking is hard. When you're talking, your brain is doing 10 things at once. You're thinking about what word comes next, you're thinking about pronunciation, you're thinking about whether the person understands you, and in all of that chaos, the little S just quietly falls off.
So the solution is not just to know the rule. The solution is to practice it so many times that your mouth does it automatically, without thinking.
Exactly. So let's practice right now. I'm going to give you a verb and a subject. You put them together in the correct form. Say it out loud. Okay. He, work.
He works. Perfect. She, teach.
She teaches. Yes, and notice teach gets ES, not just S, because it ends in CH. It, cost.
It costs. Good. He, do.
He does, and notice that too. Do becomes does, not does. DOES. That's a very special form. She, go.
She goes. Beautiful. And go becomes goes. Also a special form, GOES.
Now, the ES ending. Let me explain this quickly because people get confused. When a verb ends in S, SH, CH, X, or O, you add ES instead of just S. So he watches, she wishes, it goes, he fixes, she does.
And then there's one more special case. Verbs ending in a consonant plus Y, like the verb fly. He flies. She tries. It implies. The Y changes to I, and you add ES.
But if the verb ends in a vowel plus Y, like play or say, then it's just S. He plays. She says. No change to the Y.
Okay, that's a lot of detail, and I want to be honest with beginners right now. Don't stress about the spelling rules too much right away. Focus on the main thing. He, she, it get the S. Practice that first. The spelling details will come with time.
Yes, totally agree. One step at a time. And here is a little story to help you remember this. I want you to imagine a character. Her name is Sophia. Sophia is your friend. And every time you talk about Sophia, you have to put the S on the verb because she is she.
I like this. So, Sophia wakes up at 7. Sophia drinks coffee. Sophia goes to work. Sophia teaches English. Sophia comes home. Sophia cooks dinner. Sophia reads before bed.
Every single verb gets the S because she is she, and she always gets the S. That is just the rule. Sophia deserves her S.
She does. Okay, and one more thing before we move on. People often ask, what about questions? Like, Does Sophia go to work? Yes, does already has a form of S in it, so we say does, and then the main verb goes back to base form. Does she work? Does he play? Does it rain? The verb after does stays clean, but we will talk more about that in mistake number 3.
Perfect. So, mistake 1, he, she, it always get S. Always, no exceptions for the main rule. Now, let us move to mistake number 2. Practice tip. Pick any person you know, a friend, a celebrity, a character from a TV show. For the next 5 minutes, describe their daily routine in your head using he or she. Make sure every verb has its S. This is one of the best exercises for building muscle memory. Mistake 2. Using ing with state verbs.
Okay, Olivia, mistake number 2. And honestly, this one surprises people when they hear the rule.
It really does, because on the surface, the mistake makes sense. The logic behind it is completely understandable, but it goes against how English actually works. So the mistake sounds like this.
I am having a big car. She is knowing the answer. He is wanting some help. I am believing you.
And to a native speaker, every single one of those sounds strange, even though grammatically you might think, well, I'm using the present continuous, that should be fine.
Right. And in normal situations, the present continuous is great. I am eating lunch right now. She is studying for her exam. He is running in the park. All of that, perfect. So why is I am having a car wrong?
Because have, in this case, is a state verb, and state verbs have a special rule in English. They do not use the ing form, ever.
So what is a state verb? Let me explain this in a really simple way. An action verb describes something you are actively doing, something that is happening right now, in this moment, that you could actually watch, like eating, running, talking, writing. Those are actions.
A state verb describes a condition, a state, something that just is. It's not something you're actively doing, it's just a fact about you or the world. And the key thing, you cannot watch a state. You cannot see it happening.
So, can you watch someone having a car? No. You can watch someone driving a car, but you cannot watch having a car. It's just a fact. They own it. That's a state.
Can you watch someone knowing something? No. You can watch them maybe looking at a book or writing something down, but knowing, that's inside their brain. It's a state.
Can you watch someone liking chocolate? Not really. You can watch them eating chocolate with a big smile, but the liking itself, that's a feeling, a state.
So the rule is state verbs stay in simple form, not ing, always simple.
Here are the most important state verbs, and I really want you to memorize this list because it will save you from so many mistakes. Ready? State verbs never use with ing. Have, own, know, like, love, hate, need, want, prefer, believe, understand, remember, forget, mean, own, contain, seem, appear, belong, consist, depend, include, matter.
So instead of I am having a car, I have a car. Instead of she is knowing the answer, she knows the answer. Instead of he is wanting help, he wants help. Instead of I am not believing this, I do not believe this.
Say them again. Clean, simple. I have a car. She knows the answer. He wants help. I do not believe this.
Now, here's where it gets a tiny bit tricky, and I want to be upfront about this because some people will find exceptions and get confused. Some verbs can be both action verbs and state verbs, depending on the meaning.
Oh yes,
Have is the biggest example of this.
Exactly. I am having dinner. That's correct, because here, having dinner means eating dinner. Eating is an action. You're actively eating right now, so the ing is fine.
But I am having a car, wrong, because having a car means owning a car, and owning is a state. You cannot actively own something, it just is.
Same with think. I am thinking about you right now. Correct. You're actively in the process of thinking. But I am thinking he's tall. Strange, because here think means believe. Believing is a state.
And see, I'm seeing a doctor next week, is actually fine, because here, seeing means having an appointment. It's like a planned action. But I'm seeing a bird in the tree, a little strange. We would just say, I see a bird in the tree.
The truth is, for beginners, the simple rule is enough. Just remember, feelings and mental states like know, believe, like, love, want, need, understand, those almost never use ing. That will cover the vast majority of situations.
Let's do a quick practice. I'll say a sentence, you decide, correct or incorrect. If it's incorrect, try to fix it. I am not understanding this question. Pause 3 seconds.
Incorrect. Should be, I do not understand this question. Understand is a state verb, no ing.
She is loving the new restaurant. Pause 3 seconds.
Incorrect. Should be, she loves the new restaurant. Love is a state verb.
He is running late for work. Pause 3 seconds.
That one is correct. Running is an action verb. He is actually in the process of running, so ing is perfectly fine here.
I am needing some water. Pause 3 seconds.
Incorrect. I need some water. Need is always a state verb, never ing.
They are cooking dinner right now. Pause 3 seconds.
Correct. Cooking is an action. They're actively doing it right now. ing is perfect.
If you got those right, you're doing amazing. Seriously, that's a concept that confuses people for years sometimes, and you're getting it in one episode.
And if you got some wrong, don't worry at all. That's literally why we're here. Keep practicing. The more you hear it, the more natural it feels. Memory trick. Ask yourself, can I watch this happening? Can I see it? If yes, action verb. ing is okay. If no, probably a state verb. Stay simple, no ing.
Okay, mistake number 3. And Olivia, this one is interesting because it's actually connected to mistake number 1.
It really is. So the mistake sounds like this. He does not likes coffee. She does not works here. My teacher does not gives homework. They do not play sport.
And I totally understand why this happens, genuinely, because you learned mistake 1. She and he need S. Your brain remembers. Your brain says, okay, it's she, I need S somewhere. And it puts the S on the main verb. Makes complete sense.
But here's the thing. When you use do not or does not, or the short forms, which are don't and doesn't, the S is already there, right there inside the word does, D-O-E-S.
So the S has already done its job. It is sitting quietly inside does. And the main verb, the verb that comes after, just needs to stay in base form. No S needed, no ES needed. Just the plain, clean base form.
Let me show you the full pattern. Say it with me. Repeat out loud. I do not like, you do not like, he does not like, she does not like, it does not like, we do not like, they do not like. Short forms. I don't like, you don't like, he doesn't like, she doesn't like, it doesn't like, we don't like, they don't like.
Did you hear it? He doesn't like. She doesn't like.
Not likes, not likes, just like. Clean, simple.
And the same logic applies to questions. Does she work here? Does he like spicy food? Does it matter? In questions, does carries the S, and the main verb goes back to base form. Does she work? Does he like? Does it matter?
Not does she works, not does he likes. The does already handled it.
Okay, I want to give you a little visual way to think about this. Imagine S is like a passenger in a taxi. In the sentence, there is only one taxi, and does is driving that taxi. The S passenger is already sitting inside the taxi, inside does. So the main verb, the like, the work, the play, they are walking alongside. They do not need to carry the passenger. The taxi already has it.
That is genuinely the best analogy I have ever heard for this rule.
Thank you. I came up with it at 2 in the morning, and I am very proud of it.
Okay, let us practice. I'm going to say sentences with the mistake. You fix them. Out loud, please. Actually say the corrected sentence. She doesn't likes pizza.
She doesn't like pizza. No S on like. Does already has it.
My brother doesn't speaks English very well.
My brother doesn't speak English very well. Speak stays in base form.
Does your teacher gives you lots of homework?
Does your teacher give you lots of homework? Give, base form. Does handles the S.
He don't like mornings.
He doesn't like mornings, and this one has 2 mistakes actually. Don't is for I, you, we, they. For he, she, it, we use doesn't, so he doesn't like mornings.
That last one was a bit tricky, and Olivia caught something extra there. Great catch, because don't and doesn't are not interchangeable. Don't goes with I, you, we, they. Doesn't goes with he, she, it.
So I don't like, you don't like, we don't like, they don't like. But he doesn't like, she doesn't like, it doesn't like.
And in British English, you'll sometimes hear people say he don't like in very casual speech, but for standard English, use doesn't for he, she, it. That's the safe, correct form.
Okay, let us do one more round of practice, and this time it's your turn to make the sentences. I'll give you the pieces, and you put them together.
Ready? Subject, my sister. Negative, verb, enjoy. Noun, horror movies.
My sister doesn't enjoy horror movies. Perfect.
Subject, the restaurant. Negative, verb, serve. Noun, breakfast.
The restaurant doesn't serve breakfast. Excellent.
Subject, my friends. Negative, verb, like. Noun, cold weather.
My friends don't like cold weather. They, so we use don't. My friends don't like cold weather. Brilliant.
See that? You're building real sentences now. Not just repeating after us, actually building them. That's huge. Quick rule card. Don't plus base verb for I, you, we, they. Doesn't plus base verb for he, she, it. Does plus base verb in questions for he, she, it. The S lives inside don't and doesn't. The main verb always stays clean.
Okay, we are on mistake number 4 now. And James, I love this one because I think people think they know this rule and then they hear the full rule and they go, oh wow, I did not know that.
Yes. Okay, so most people learn A and an like this. A before consonants, an before vowels, like a dog, a house, a book, or an apple, an orange, and umbrella. And that's basically correct. For most words, it works perfectly.
But then you get to words like university, and someone says an university because U is a vowel, right? And that feels logical, but it's wrong.
Or an hour. H is a consonant, so you might say a hour, but that's also wrong. An hour is correct.
And suddenly, the simple rule breaks down. Or does it? Because here's the thing. The rule is not actually about the letter, it's about the sound, the actual sound that comes out of your mouth when you say the word.
The sound, not the letter. This is so important. A and an are about what your ears hear, not what your eyes see on the page.
So, use an before a vowel sound, use a before a consonant sound, and those two things don't always match the spelling.
Let's go through some examples. University. How does it start? You say it. University. That first sound, U, is actually the same sound as the letter Y, and Y is a consonant sound. So, a university, not an university.
And hour, how does it start? You say it. Hour. The H is completely silent. You never hear it, so the first sound you actually make is ow, and that's a vowel sound. An hour, not a.
Let me give you a really simple test. Cover the word with your hand. Say it out loud. Listen to the very first sound that comes out. Is it a vowel sound, like A, E, I, O, U sounds, or is it a consonant sound, like B, D, F, G, H, K sounds? That tells you whether to use a or an.
Let's practice with some tricky ones. I'll say the word, you say a or an out loud, and then we'll explain.
European.
A European, European starts with U sound, consonant sound, A.
Honest.
An honest person, H is silent. A nest starts with a vowel sound, an.
One.
A1, even though O is a vowel letter, one sounds like one. Wa is a consonant sound. A1, this is a very tricky one.
11.
An 11, 11 starts with a vowel sound, and.
MBA.
And MBA. When you have letters read individually, abbreviations, the rule is still about sound. M is pronounced M. That starts with a vowel sound. NMBA. Same with NMRI, NNGO, a PhD, because P sounds like P, consonant sound, a PhD.
Okay, the abbreviation one just blew my mind a little bit. A PhD, because you say PhD, and P starts with a consonant sound.
English is wild, right? But once you understand that it is all about sound, it starts to make sense. You just have to train your ear to listen.
And here is another group of tricky ones, words that start with H. Some H words are silent, like hour, honest, honor, air. Those get an. Some H words have a clear H sound, like house, hotel, history, human. Those get a.
So, an hour, but a house. An honest man, but a history book. An heir, but a human being. The way to know, just say the word and listen. If you hear the H, use a. If the H disappears, use an. Okay, I want to do something a little different now. I want to give you some full sentences, real sentences you might actually use in your life, and you fill in a or an. Say the complete sentence out loud. Fill in the blank. Say the complete sentence. 1. She is blank English teacher. 2. He made blank honest mistake. 3. I want to become blank engineer. 4. That was blank interesting idea. 5. She spent blank hour at the library. 6. He is blank really useful person to know. 7. I found blank old letter in the drawer. 8. It was blank unusual experience. Pause. 8 seconds for a listener to complete the exercise.
Okay, answers. Number 1, an English teacher. E starts with a vowel sound, an. Number 2, an honest mistake. H is silent in honest, an. Number 3, an engineer. Engineer, vowel sound, an. Number 4, an interesting idea. Interesting, vowel sound, an.
Number 5, an hour. H is silent, vowel sound, an. Number 6, a really useful person to know. Useful, consonant sound, a. Number 7, an old letter. Old, vowel sound, an. Number 8, an unusual experience. Unusual, vowel sound, an.
How did you do? If you got 6 or more right, excellent. If you got fewer, that is completely okay. Rewind this section and listen again, and practice with words you use in your daily life. What is your job? What do you study? What do you like? Practice putting a or an in front of those things. Sound test. When you're not sure, just say the word out loud very slowly. Listen to the very first sound. Vowel sound equals an. Consonant sound equals a. Trust your ears more than your eyes on this one.
Mistake number 5, confusing make and do.
And here we are, mistake number 5, the final one. And Olivia, I feel like this is one of the most confusing things in English for learners from many different languages.
It really is, because in so many languages, Spanish, Arabic, French, many others, there's just one word, one verb that covers both make and do. And when you translate, you just pick one, and sometimes you pick wrong.
So what does it sound like? The mistake sounds like, I made my homework last night. She does a mistake all the time. He is going to do a plan. I made exercise this morning.
And a native speaker can understand you completely, but it sounds a little off, like the wrong word is in the slot. The grammar is almost right, but the vocabulary is wrong.
So how do we know when to use make and when to use do? Let me explain my favorite way to think about this.
Please, because your explanation of this is genuinely the best I have heard.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so think about the difference between a carpenter and a runner. A carpenter makes things, tables, chairs, shelves. At the end of the day, something exists that did not exist before. You can touch it, you can see it. The carpenter created a result.
And a runner does things. They run, they exercise, they compete. At the end of the day, they're tired, they're fit, they feel good, but there's no physical thing they created. The activity itself was the point.
So make is for creating results, things that exist after you finish. Make a cake, the cake exists now. Make a decision, the decision exists now. Make a mistake, unfortunately, the mistake now exists in the world.
And do is for activities and tasks, things you perform, things you complete. Do homework, you completed a task. Do exercise, you performed an activity. Do your best, you gave full effort. Do the dishes, you completed a chore.
Let me give you the most common make phrases. Repeat each one after me. Make for creating results. Make a mistake. Make a decision. Make money. Make a plan. Make a phone call. Make progress. Make a friend. Make a promise. Make noise. Make food. Make an effort. Make a difference. Make a suggestion. Make a cake. Make sense.
And now the most common do phrases. Do homework, do exercise, do the dishes, do your best, do research, do a course, do sport, do business, do a favor, do the shopping, do harm, do good, do a test, do work, do your hair, do the laundry.
Now, I want to point out some of the trickiest ones because some of these seem like they should go the other way.
Like make a phone call. Some people say do a phone call, but in English it's always make a phone call because when you call someone, you're creating a connection, a result.
And make an effort. You might think effort is like an activity, but we say make an effort because the effort itself is something you create and direct. You make it happen.
And do a favor. You might think a favor is something you create for someone, but in English, do a favor. Can you do me a favor? Because it's an action, a task you perform for someone.
Some of these are just fixed phrases that you have to learn. There's not always a perfect logical explanation. The more you read and listen in English, the more these just start to feel right.
Okay, Quiz time, fast round. I say a phrase, you say make or do. Quick, no thinking too long.
Homework.
Do homework. Task, activity, do.
Mistake.
Make a mistake. The mistake is created, it exists, make.
The dishes.
Do the dishes. Chore, task, do.
A decision.
Make a decision. The decision is created, it now exists, make.
Exercise.
Do exercise. You perform exercise. Activity, do.
A cup of tea.
Make a cup of tea. You create the tea. It exists, make. And we also say make coffee, make breakfast, make dinner, because all of those, you create them, make.
Progress.
Make progress. You create progress, make. And this is a really important phrase. You're making progress right now, listening to this episode, making progress.
You really are. Okay, and what about someone says to you, "Oh, you did a good job." Is that correct?
Yes, do a good job, that's correct, because you performed work, you completed a task. Do a good job, well done.
And you made a good impression, also correct?
Yes, because an impression is something that exists in someone's mind. You created it, you made it. Make a good impression.
Here's the summary. When you're not sure, ask yourself, am I creating something? Does something exist now because of this action? If yes, make it. Am I performing an activity? Am I completing a task? If yes, do it. In doubt, make equals result exists, do equals action performed.
Dialogue practice, spot all the mistakes. Okay, now we're going to put everything together, a dialogue. James and I are going to play two friends, Sarah and Tom, who are having a conversation, and we've hidden all 5 mistakes inside this dialogue. Some mistakes are obvious, some are sneaky. Your job, spot every single one before we reveal them.
And we're not going to tell you how many mistakes there are this time. You have to find them all yourself. Ready?
Ready. Let's go. Soft cafe background sound fades in. Coffee shop ambiance. Tom, oh my goodness, you look so different. Did you cut your hair?
Sarah, hi. Yeah, I made a haircut last week. Do you like it?
I love it. It suits you so much. So how are you? I'm not seeing you for weeks.
I know. I'm having a really busy month. Work is crazy. My boss doesn't understand that we need breaks.
Oh no, does he give you any days off at least?
Sometimes, but last week I did a big mistake on a project and he was so angry.
Aw, that is awful. But you know, everyone does mistakes sometimes. Do not be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, you were right. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I signed up for an English course.
Really? That is amazing. What kind?
It is a business English course. My teacher, she explained everything so clearly. I am understanding so much already.
I am so happy for you. You are making such a big progress.
Thank you. Oh, and I need advice. Should I also practice speaking outside of class?
Absolutely yes. Definitely do that.
Okay. How many did you find? Let us go through every single mistake, one by one.
Mistake 1. You looks so different. Should be you look so different. Look, no S after you. That is mistake 1, the S rule.
Mistake 2. I made a haircut. Should be I got a haircut or I had a haircut. We do not say make a haircut in English. That's the make versus do mistake, and a fixed phrase you just have to memorize. You get a haircut. You have a haircut.
Mistake 3. I am not seeing you for weeks. This is a tricky one. See here means I have not seen you. It should be I have not seen you for weeks. That's actually a tense mistake, present perfect, but also see is often a state verb. So I have not seen you for weeks.
Mistake 4. I am having a really busy month. Should be I am having... Wait, actually, this one is interesting. Having a busy month could work because you are experiencing it actively. But most native speakers would say, I have had a really busy month.
Let's mark it as a gray area, but note that simpler is better.
Mistake 5. My boss doesn't understands. Should be doesn't understand. No S after doesn't. Mistake 3 from our list.
Mistake 6. Does he gives you days off? Should be, does he give you days off? Does already has the S. The verb stays clean.
Mistake 7. I did a big mistake. Should be I made a big mistake. Make a mistake. Always make. That's the make versus do rule.
Mistake 8. Everyone does mistakes. Should be, everyone makes mistakes. Make mistakes. Always make.
Mistake 9. A English course. Should be an English course. E starts with a vowel sound. An English course. That's the A versus an rule.
Mistake 10. She explained everything clearly. Should be, she explains everything clearly. She gets the S. Explains. Mistake 1 again.
Mistake 11. I am understanding so much. Understand is a state verb, no ing. Should be, I understand so much. Mistake 2 from our list.
Mistake 12. A big progress. Should be, such big progress. Progress is an uncountable noun. We do not say a progress. We say, I am making great progress or so much progress. No article needed.
And finally, I need a advice. Should be, I need some advice. Advice is also uncountable. You cannot say a advice or an advice. You say some advice or a piece of advice. Very common mistake.
We sneaked in so many mistakes, and some of them were from our 5 lessons, and some were little bonus ones. Did you catch them all?
If you found 8 or more, that's incredible, genuinely. If you found 5 or more, you are paying excellent attention. And if you found fewer, that's completely fine. Keep listening, keep practicing. These things take time and repetition.
The most important thing is that you heard the dialogue and your brain was actively looking for mistakes. That active listening, that's one of the most powerful ways to improve your English.
Big recap, all 5 mistakes. Okay, we are almost at the end, but before we say goodbye, let's do the full recap. All 5 mistakes, super clear. One more time, because repetition is how things stick.
Mistake 1. He, she, and it always need S in the present simple. She goes, he works, it rains. Never she go, he work, it rain. Always add that S.
Mistake 2. State verbs never use ing. I have a car, not I am having. She knows, not she is knowing. He wants, not he is wanting. Feel the difference between actions and states.
Mistake 3. After doesn't or don't, the main verb stays in base form. He doesn't like, she doesn't work. The S is already inside doesn't. The main verb just relaxes.
Mistake 4. A and an are about sound, not spelling. Vowel sound, an. Consonant sound, a. And apple, an hour, and honest mistake. A university, a European, a useful tool. Listen to the sound.
And mistake 5. Make for results you create. Do for activities and tasks you perform. Make a mistake. Make a decision. Make progress. Do homework. Do exercise. Do the dishes.
5 mistakes, 5 fixes. That's it. And if you focus on just these 5 things for the next 2 weeks, you're going to notice a real difference in how your English sounds. I promise.
Because these are not rare advanced mistakes. These come up every single day, in every single conversation. Fix these and people will immediately notice how much more natural your English sounds.
And more than that, you'll feel more confident because confidence comes from knowing the rules. And now you know them.
Okay, homework time. And our homework is always practical, always simple, and always designed to make a real difference.
This week, we have 3 tasks for you. Task 1, write 5 sentences about a person you know, a friend, a family member, a coworker. Use he or she and make sure every single verb has its S. 5 sentences. He does this, she works there, he loves this, she hates that. 5 sentences. And if you can, write them in the comments below this video so we can check them.
Task 2. Pick 3 things from your daily life, things you have, things you know, things you like or love. Write 3 sentences using state verbs correctly. I have a big family. I know 3 languages. I love morning coffee. Simple, clean, no ing, just 3 sentences.
Mistake 3, write 2 sentences about things you make and 2 sentences about things you do in a normal day. I make breakfast every morning. I do homework in the evening. I make my bed. I do the dishes. 2 make sentences and 2 do sentences.
That's 7 sentences total. 7. You can do that in 5 minutes. And writing them, actually writing them, not just thinking them, makes a huge difference. Your brain learns differently when your hand is involved.
And here's the bonus challenge for the brave ones. Find an English TV show or YouTube video, something you enjoy, and watch 10 minutes of it. Every time you hear someone use he or she with a verb, check if they added the S. Every time you hear a or an, notice which one they used. You'll start hearing these things everywhere. And that active listening turns into active learning.
Homework summary. Number 1. Write 5 sentences about someone using he or she. Check all your S endings. Number 2. Write 3 sentences using state verbs correctly. No ing on have, know, like, love, want. Number 3. Write 2 make sentences and 2 do sentences from your daily life. Bonus. Watch 10 minutes of English media and spot the grammar patterns from today. Share in the comments. We read every single one.
Before we say goodbye, can we ask you something? If this episode helped you, if you learned even one thing, please hit the like button right now. Just one tap. It takes half a second, and it makes a massive difference for us.
It really does, because when you like the video, YouTube shows it to more people, and more people means more learners, and more learners means more people improving their English, and that's exactly why we do this.
And subscribe. Please subscribe to Best English Podcast. We are here every week, every single week. New episode, new lessons, new conversations, new stories, new practice. If you subscribe, you never miss one. And missing an episode means missing progress.
Hit the bell, too, the notification bell, so YouTube actually tells you when we upload. Sometimes it doesn't notify people even when they subscribe. So hit subscribe and the bell, both.
And honestly, leave us a comment. Tell us where you're from. Tell us why you're learning English. Tell us what your biggest challenge is. We read the comments. We actually read them, and we use them to plan future episodes. Because this podcast is for you, not for us. We want to make the episodes that actually help. So talk to us. Tell us what you need.
And coming up next week, next week's episode is so good. Olivia, tell them.
Okay, so next week is episode 2, and it's called Stop Saying I'm Fine. Because here's the truth. When English learners say I'm fine, native speakers sometimes think, oh, are they upset? Is something wrong? Because I'm fine in English can sound a little cold, a little flat.
And there are so many better, more natural, more interesting ways to answer, how are you? And we're going to give you 10 of them, with examples, with pronunciation, with full practice.
It's one of my favorite episodes we've recorded so far, so subscribe so you don't miss it. See you next week.
This has been Best English Podcast, Episode 1. I am James.
And I am Olivia, and we are so happy you spent this hour with us. Keep going, keep practicing every single day. Even 5 minutes counts. Even one new word counts. Progress is progress.
And remember, making mistakes is not failing. Making mistakes is learning. So make mistakes, lots of them, and then fix them. That is how fluency happens.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.